Right, welcome back to my Let's Play of One Piece Pirate Warriors. Last time we took on Buggy the Clown, and this time we're going to take on Don Kreig. It's pretty much the same, a bit more of the weird and quick time event things, moving around, tougher enemies. There's actually two main boss fights in this one, even though one you're not winning, you just need to get the opponent down to a certain amount of health. I'm just looking here if I want to put my attack up, but I just leave it for Stanma instead, because the attack thing I have with Zoro is only half a star and it's not much. So yeah, there's a quick summary thing here on about basically where to actually meet Usopp. Before I was unsure if to meet Usopp before or after this point, but it's at this point to meet Usopp and everything. So, and they've got their new boat, the Going Merry. I'm kind of talking over it, but unless you can understand Japanese, I don't think it particularly matters much anyway. And there's obviously going to Zeph's ship and finding the restaurant and everything, and yeah, it's nice as a little quick summary here, but I think like a lot of people, like myself included, just skip most of it. I did do that a lot more, like I read it a bit at the beginning when I first played it, and then I kind of skipped the rest. So I just couldn't be bothered. Mainly because I knew basically what would happen anyway.
になるよう誘い続けるが、サンジは堅くなに拒否。子供の頃、ゼフに命を救われたことのあるサンジは、その大恩に報いるため、生涯レストランを守り抜くことを密かに誓って、そんな折、レストランに一人の海賊が現れた。
すまん。水と飯をもらえないか。ほらよ、飯だ。すまん。いいレストランだ。この船をもらう。
And nice of them, he's just got to take it over, because why not? And that's what you do when you find a nice restaurant and everything, you just take it over. I guess he is a pirate, not a very clever one or anything, but still, nonetheless, a pirate. So yeah, we're still back as Samurai Luffy, as why would we not be? Always got to love Samurai Luffy. But we've got lots of pirates to beat. I love pressing select to put the samurai hat on, or if we were any other costume, we'll put the straw hat on, so I quite like that. The enemies here aren't too much tougher. This is the attack we learned last time, which is R1, which is my favourite one of the R1 attacks, because it's the most useful. And it does help against enemies we'll find on later in this part, but other than that, it is just good for general damage. The others have their uses. The balloon forms were the least useful and least used, I would say, but the others can be useful if they're your sort of thing, but really, it's my favourite one to go for. We do learn a lot of other button combination things to do as well as we level up, and I guess another thing, if we level up during battle, we will actually fully restore HP and our special bar. It's always good to try and do the special, well at least Luffy's first special, and his second special I guess, and there's a big group of enemies, otherwise it will just be kind of wasted on a couple of enemies. I try not to use it too much, but there's a lot of enemies around to try and boost it back up again anyway, so it hardly really matters. One note I quite like, well, generally just One Piece generally, I do really like Sanji's backstory and everything. The backstory part is not looked at as much in this. It does mention that Zeph helped save his life and whatnot, but it doesn't go into reasons as to why. There's our Going Merry, our brand new ship, bigger than a rowboat we were on before. I don't think we actually saw that in game though. And now we've got more pirates to beat, as there's always more and more pirates. These Krieg pirates look funnily enough like the Buggy pirates as well. It's just, the resemblance is uncanny. I do like this, I guess it looks like they're jumping from nowhere, but I guess at least they're coming from the ship. So it does try at least, like, not make the enemies just appear out of nowhere, even though technically they still do. They aren't, again, that tough. They do get tougher as the game progresses, as in like they have more HP, more defense, they do more damage to you, so it is quite deadly at points. And I kind of went the wrong way here, I kind of just went in a big circle by accident. Oh wait, no, I didn't go in a circle. I always love Luffy in his thinking pose to think of a new thing to do. Which is easy enough, really. I was getting confused there. Because now we have to get ready to press square at certain points, but most of the time you press square for most of these event things anyway. So it isn't particularly that difficult. It's not hard really at all. I always love that Luffy always asks a lot of people just randomly to join his crew, and like, all the same, some say yes, some say no. I can't think of any off the top of my head at the moment, just random things that he's tried to ask to join his crew that haven't, but it's always just the same things like, I want you to join my crew, I like you, you're going to join my crew if you want to or not. And in this level there's a lot of these special events, and this one's just on about that you can press square again, surprise surprise, to break through something at the end as well, so that's quite nice. And if I want, I could partner that with Zoro. I think every character has a different button combination that you have to activate them with. Some are a bit awkward. Zoro's is obviously quite an easy one because spamming squares are a very easy thing to do. I think it might be Sanji's is something like a triangle square or something that's a bit more difficult, or it might be Usopp's, I'm not sure. Time does slow down slightly, but the annoying thing is when you switch to the partners that you can't move. Well, you could turn around, but you can't actually walk around, you just have to start attacking. If you've activated it at a point where there's no one to attack, it's kind of pointless. But the thing is, like, once you've used it 4 or 5 times, you get to do the character special at the end of the combination. But I don't think I get that. That's right, because as soon as we move away, we pretty much lose our link with Zoro, because he can't follow us unless we grabbed him and took us with us. But for some reason I just can't imagine Zoro being particularly that happy with us doing that. And these things are a bit awkward at times if you miss timing, but there's nothing bad. There's actually a trophy for falling in the water 10 times I think, which I got a while back, but it's still just an interesting trophy just for failing. Another nice I do like it, it tries to mix it up.
守り抜くぞ。この船は俺たちのレストランだ。
なんだ。何が起きた。ドンクリー君、本船は切られました。そんなバカな話があるか。 まさかあれがその件でこの船を割ったのかい。
いかにも。
なるほど。 最強だ。俺はお前に会うために海へ出た。
何を目指す？
最強。暇なんだろう。勝負しようぜ。
哀れなり弱き者よ。この俺に歯を突き立てる勇気は己の心力か。 はたまた無知なるゆえか。
when I originally did this fight in my first playthrough, I got my butt kicked so much, mainly because you need to do the X dodge a lot to avoid a lot of his attacks. You only need to take him down to about 60%, and then it goes to another cutscene, so it's not too bad. But another thing is, I really don't like that they don't explain Mihawk's reasoning for cutting up the ship, because it was Don Kreig's crew just woke him up from a nap when they were like on their way here, so he's like, I'm gonna cut you up, I'm gonna kill you for waking me up from my nap. Anyway, I just try to get some health here because he does a lot of damage because I'm not leveled Zoro up. We can't level him up in the story mode that easily. I think we get the experience, but we need to do the other log to level Zoro up properly. Then it'll make it a bit easier. There's a point later on where I think it's really suggested, I would say, to level Zoro and Sanji up. Spoiler, Sanji joins the crew if you couldn't figure that already, especially from the first part. But the fight I'm finding here is a lot easier than my first go. It's just avoiding these attacks, don't get stuck into them. Obviously, a few of these attacks are going to knock you down quite easily.
Wagana, ジュラキュール・ミホーク。貴様が死ぬにはまだ早い。己を知り、世界を知り、強くなれ、ロロノア。俺は先、幾年月でも、この最強の座にて貴様を待つ。たける己が神力さして、この剣を越えてみよ。この俺を越えてみよ、ロロノア。
ルフィ、聞こえるか。あ、不安にさせたかよ。俺が世界一の剣豪くらいにならねえとお前が困るんだよな。俺はもう二度と負けないから。あいつに勝って大剣豪になる日まで絶対にもう俺は負けねえ。文句あるか、海賊王。
いいチームだ。また会いたいものだ、お前たちとは。
So yeah, that's that fight done. I do really quite like Mihawk, and I think he is probably still one of the strongest characters in the whole One Piece world. There are going to be people stronger than him still, but I still think he's probably one of the strongest. I still think at this point he's probably still stronger than Zoro, even though he's improved a lot by the time skip and whatnot. But that's just opinion anyway, as I don't think we've really seen the full power of 2 years and Zoro and Mihawk really. I do like there's just a random seagull there as well, with its chick just saying, "Go that way!" I still love Luffy's thinking thing as well. Just thinking of different ways to do things, like, what do I do here? I got to run off first, and then press square. And enough at these guys. And the shield enemies are the ones that we need the R1 technique to learn from beating Buggy. As we can only really hit them from behind unless we get a really strong hit in. But if we do the R1, we knock their shield away, so that makes them far more easier to handle. The pirate leaders are far more weaker than I remember, kind of weirdly, but maybe I'm leveling up a bit better than I did first time, maybe I'm just fighting better than I did the first time. I don't know, but they don't seem as difficult to beat now. I do like when you've beat them all, they're just kind of like lying on the ground fearing, and some have ran away and everything. It's quite like that, they're always scared of you now. As we're that incoming pirate king and whatnot. This face. Face? No. But crashing into it is just lovely, really. But what are we going to do here? One thing I don't like is it gives you way too many hints as to what to do. It is helpful that you aren't lost and confused, it's like you can't find what you're meant to do. But I just feel like it shows you way too much, you don't have time just to look around first. It's like, right, first you have to go here, then you have to go here. And there's a coin here, probably not really that important to get. In fairness, you get a lot of coins throughout the game anyway. I'm not sure maybe if it's actually character specific coins those chests have, and you can only get those characters from there, but normally it's not really going to matter that much. And I go the wrong way here, I pretty much just go in the big circle. So we're back over here, so I need to run back and then go the actual right way this time. It just confused me a little. It's not that confusing, but it's just not the way I was supposed to go. I can't remember if it was this bit or not, but I had to go here and then back over here. And then we get past where the big sign bit was this time, instead of crashing into it. And these things are really easy to predict. All you really know is that you have to press the direction pad or press square. They do get more complicated later on, but at this point that's all you need to know. And half the time, like, you could just have your finger, you could, like, for the directional pad, you just have the direction pad placed in the direction you want to go before you even reach it. And you can already predict what direction you're going to have to go from the positioning it is and everything. I love that it just refers to him as Cook instead of Sanji. And I guess that's what he is really, a cook and whatnot. It's not like you have to like figure what ways to go either. It's not like you have like two option little ways to go. Like if you go right or left, and like you go right, you end up falling on the water, or you just end at a dead end or something. I kind of thought I was going to miss badly there, but still managed to hit a fair amount of them, so always good there.
クソジジイは昔右足と引き換えに俺の命を救いやがった。俺だって死ぬくらいのことしねえとクソジジイに恩返しできねえんだよ。死ぬことは恩返しじゃねえぞ。生かしてもらって。
I guess it's nice that the text between Sanji and Luffy just now is actually referencing a bit more of the backstory and saying that Zeph lost his leg because of him. I still wish there was maybe just some quick flashback or something towards of what happened. There's still, well, in fairness, all Luffy's crew members have quite bad pasts. Well, I think Usopp's is probably not that bad. I can't even remember if there's much to his, really. Zoro's is somewhat bad, Sanji's bad, Nami's is bad, Chopper's is kinda bad. Who else do we have? Robin's is quite bad. Oh yeah, and this is like, go that way and you fall in the water, and it's fail and everything. And we also have Frankie's kind of bad as well. Brooks, I don't think it's emphasized as much. I think Brooks is actually quite horrible. But I guess you kind of skip over what Brooks is anyway, but still. Anyways, here's enough now. Just have to move that, similar to what we've already done, go the way we went before when we fell in the water, and that's it really. And you have a fair amount of time as well to try and get these quick time events. It's not that bad, but I do wish there was a bit more exploration or something you can do instead, but it just doesn't seem to have that much kind of exploration or whatever, so kind of sucks at points, but it doesn't really matter too much. And yeah, more fighting enemies. Again, they aren't particularly that tough. I guess it's a bit bad if you get hit by a few, but generally these enemies, once you get used to how to fight properly, particularly with Luffy, it's not that bad. It can be a bit difficult at times when if it puts you with a new character to fight them and you don't know how to use that character yet, and some characters are harder to use than others, some are a bit weird to use. I think Chopper is probably the weirdest to use because the majority of the time he's in his normal form. Well, his default king, his little form, which isn't particularly easy to use, and I kind of mistimed that there. But he does like transform through fighting and whatnot, and it's just weird. Just because he's so small as well. But everyone else is kind of fine. Robin is a weird one as well because she obviously uses her Devil Fruit power. I'm probably going for like, if you aren't even familiar with this but you're still watching it, it's like, who the fudge are these people you're going on about? But we'll meet most of them eventually anyway. Really. I kind of want his lower health there, but I guess got some health. I'm not that bothered about the special boost because I was going to get felt off in a second anyway, and beating up all these guys. I do love when doing the technique and Luffy just grabs the enemy, smashes them on the ground and knocks everyone else over. And we're actually already on our way to Don Kreig, so that's quite lovely. And Don Kreig, I always just kind of forget about him. I don't know, he's just not a very memorable person, and I don't, as far as I know, he's not appeared since now. Like in the manga, there's normally like on the first page, there's a little wee random story thing relating to some random characters. He might have appeared there at some point, but I don't think he's appeared at any other points. And I don't know what happened there. I think he failed there. So yeah, that's how you don't do it. Yeah, that was a tutorial on how not to do it. You don't like not. I did press square, but I either pressed it too late or too soon, and the game just didn't like that. And I was like, okay, I'll do it this time. I will do it this time. Also, like when he falls in the water, because he just raises his hands up, and then it's like, what's he grabbing onto? I don't know, but he saved himself somehow anyway. I'm trying to think. I know if you fail at something a certain amount of times, well, a boss fight, you would actually get asked if you want to do it on an easier difficulty. But I think I've only ever had that 2 times. One, I just did it, which is on Chopper's story against the guy I had to fight there, mainly because the camera was so horrible, and there was a technique or something, well not a technique, but I had to fight that guy, and I just couldn't figure what it was. Another time, I can't remember if I used it or not, but on the final boss, which is probably the hardest fight in the entire game, I'll probably have to say. Which is understandably, it is the final boss, so it is quite a difficult one. Hopefully I can find it a bit easier next time I do it. But yeah, Don Kreig's not particularly that difficult. First burst down, he gets a bit more wild and starts shooting. I don't really know, like it's really easy to dodge, so it's not, he's just not that bad there. It's only really difficult when he gets to the final bar. There's also some random pirates here that decide, screw Don Kreig, I want to fight these guys. I also don't like, in some games like this, when like the boss character just swings around randomly, they aren't even aiming for you. So like I'm halfway across the screen and he's still just trying to wave around like he's trying to hit me or something, which isn't going to work. Like some characters do go for you as well, which is quite good but annoying, but it's more realistic that they'll at least be targeting you. I really like this bit, this poor seagull. And again, like the other parts, you get a trophy for if you kill him using that technique, I think. But again, you can do it if you've got enough strength in, but I don't have that at the moment, and I doubt you really would on your first try until maybe later on and you have more of the coin system. I decided to fight these guys for the sake of it, but the thing is, they just spawn back once you kill them all. So I was kind of just wasting my time. I kind of like the smaller pirates because they boost your special bar more, but these guys don't. I was like, kill them, right, I'll go for Don Kreig now, and then I think when he gets turned around I just see them back over there again. It's like, oh, wow, that was completely pointless. But again, he's not particularly that tough. I found Buggy probably more of a challenge than him.
聞かねえな。下は海だぜ。勝負あったな、金槌小僧。今度こそ終わりだ。
I do love the mallet in there. It's not as useful as a technique, but it is I still quite like it.
あいつらは？
帰った。お前のおかげだ。
そうか。ところでお前。
俺は行かねえぞ。海賊にはならねえ。まだ時期じゃねえんだよ。ところでお前さ、オールブルーって知ってるか？
いや。
なんだ知らねえのかよ。奇跡の海の話さ。くっ！おいなんだこのヘドロみてえにクソまずいスープは。ふざけんなクソじじい。てめえの作ったスープとこれがどう違うってんだよ。うぬぼれんな。てめえが俺に料理を語るのは100年早えぞチビナス。クソ！
このスープめちゃくちゃうめえのに。
こうでもしねえとあのバカ聞かねえのさ。なあ小僧、あのチビナスを一緒に連れてってやってくれねえか。グランドラインはよ。待てよ、俺も行くよ。連れてけ。付き合おうじゃねえか、海賊王への道。馬鹿げた夢はお互い様だ。俺は俺の目的のためにだ。
いいのか挨拶。
いいんだ。おいサンジ、風邪ひくなよ。長い間クソお世話になりました。このご恩は一生忘れません。クソ誰が。寂しいぞ父よ。バカ野郎どもが。男は黙って別れるもんだぜ。また会おうぜクソ野郎ども。
And to be continued. I do like the emotional parts of One Piece. I'm not sure if, I don't feel at points they're done as well as the art could have been done in the game, but they are pretty good generally in this series as well though. Like I also have already had Zoro and Sanji crying in one part. So yeah, it's quite emotional at points, and the focus increased now. It pretty much just boosts whatever the center thing is by whatever mental stars it's got, but there's also other boosts it may get as well. So at the moment we have a center for stamina, so if we put attack one or defense one in the left, it's still going to be a boost to stamina. I do think for a while what to do here and just put that in. I'm thinking Zoro work with it. I don't know why he doesn't, because it's his own mark. So it just seemed a bit silly, but I decided just to put Luffy in. As you can see, there's a red bit of star, because that's like Zoro's boost to, well, the red bit's a boost because their friendship and everything, and whatever Zoro boosts to it as well. So, kind of helps, but generally I just go for whatever the max stars are generally, unless by chance I have a relationship between some of the higher starred characters, but it's hard at this point because you don't have much space or many coins. In the next part, we're going to go against Arlong and go more into Nami's backstory and everything, which is quite good as well. I think there's a certain part of Arlong's fight which I really don't like and I find quite difficult, but we'll see how we do next time with it and whatnot. And I think this is the last episode before we go on to Grand Line. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next time when we take on Arlong and the Arlong Pirates.